Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. Today I just want to have a chat about children's anxiety, particularly children under 8. We have this part in our brain that is called the amygdala, and its job for children and adults is to constantly scan the environment to see if there's any threat to our survival. Now, as we get older, we get better at doing that. But unfortunately, our little ones are still learning how to interpret when that amygdala fires up and gets upset and makes us feel wobbly and uncomfortable. Is it a real threat, or am I imagining the threat? And so one of the things I recommend is asking your child when they feel like that, are you in an unsafe place? Are you with an unsafe person? Are you about to do an unsafe thing? So that you actually get them to really listen to what is that in their body. Is it a real threat? So sometimes one of the things that can really help is that acknowledging it's okay to feel anxious at anything new, whether it's a test, whether it's starting school, whether it's the first time you've been to a new class, whether it's going to the doctor. We all feel normal anxiety. It's not a problem. It's called being human. So keep on validating for your kids. I see you're a bit anxious. I see you're a bit uncomfortable. But you know what? I'm with you. So the big message is the big safe person who's with a child is the one whose calmness they can draw on. Couple of things to try to avoid, and that is overly being super enthusiastic and minimalising their discomfort. And it's going to be fabulous. You're going to love school. Best days of your life. If your child's struggling with anxiety, that is not going to be helpful for them to be able to own it and to be able to build some bravery around it. So try not to do that one. The second one is not overly invested, that I'm going to come with you every single step of the way, right through until year 5. I'm going to carry your bag to the classroom. No, that's also not all that helpful. What we do is every now and then we help them stretch a little bit more, just a little bit more, so that they can feel a little more capable. And then another one that's probably not really helpful is the avoidance. Okay, so you can't, run out on the soccer field and play soccer, so we won't do soccer anymore. So, or we turn up at the birthday party and your really anxious child says, I can't go, I don't want to go. My biggest tip is pause, kneel down, acknowledge that they're having a hard time and say, look, I'm right with you, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it for just a little bit. And then we go and talk to the coach if it's at soccer. Can he run out just for 2 to 3 minutes? And if he really hates it in 2 to 3 minutes, then he can come off and I'm here for him. Same at the birthday party. Let's just go in for 2 minutes. And if you really aren't comfortable and it doesn't feel safe, then we'll go home. And of course, you know what happens. That fear was an irrational fear that they were really telling themselves, and it wasn't really true. But that little stretch and grow, and the golden tip from my wonderful friend, child psychiatrist, Dr. Kayleen Henderson, is help them just enough. And in this journey, the more little steps they take towards bravery, the better they're going to navigate their own anxiety as they get older. And so we can really support them on this journey. And at different times, let's just say, yep, I can get a bit wobbly. Let's put on our brave undies, or let's put something special that's going to make you feel brave later today when you have a test. There's little things that we can do that can make it easier for our kids when they feel really a little bit wobbly and anxious in their tummy. So I hope that's given you a few ideas on how we can support our little ones growing in bravery in this crazy world we have.